Hey, Bob Nagy here, EliteVideo.com, and here with the Commando video series to talk about how to set up your HD screen, your big TV screen. You've got the big manual, you can look at all that, you can get a headache, you can eat a bunch of aspirin, or you can just put it into menu and do what I'm going to tell you now. The main thing is that you want to have black being black and white being white. So what you do is use the brightness and the picture control or contrast control. The brightness is going to take your whites up to be absolutely white, and then bring it down to the point where you start seeing black not being gray. Then go into your picture or contrast, or both of them if you have both. It might be one or the other. And bring those up to the point where the black looks good and punchy, but it's still black. If it starts to turn gray, bring the brightness down just a little bit until that black is black, the white's still white, and you're in the zone. On the sharpness, bring it up almost all the way to the top. Back it down about 15%. What you're working against there is that you do want it to be as sharp as it can possibly be, but you also want the fact that you do not want a lot of artifacting in from your MPEG-2 sources, your highly compressed satellite downlinks that have a lot of fringy compression artifacts on it. You don't want to overemphasize that with too much sharpness. Some of your TVs will have individual settings for each input. I'm not going to name brands, but some of them do. In that case, the ones that you bring from the satellite, bring the sharpness more down to halfway or a little bit under. The stuff you're going to put your Blu-ray and that stuff through, or your new high-def camera, bring the sharpness up about 10 to 15% under the absolute highest rating. Remember, if you've got now gamma, that's also an adjustment of overall brightness. Again, just watch your blacks and whites. Be sure that they're black and white. And the thing is to be understated. You do not want to overdo it. You'll have a tendency to want to pump it up. Now, saturation, that's one that you don't want to overdo. Color level should be a little less than 50% in my book. Take it down to where the flesh tones look like flesh, and then bring it up ever so slightly because we're used to oversaturated flesh. After that point, you're going to get into the super DSP settings that your TV, the particular brands offer. A lot of them offer active color control, live color control, automatic contrast controls. Run those in the on position and take a look, because what you do not want to do is overemphasize the compression artifacts which are coming down around block lettering, the edges of those where it looks sort of fringy and funky. You do not want to overemphasize, and that's in standard def on your satellite downlinks. For high definition, you're going to have much lower compression artifacts showing on the high def signals coming in. So again, go understated. On your active settings, make sure that those are off or in the low position and start to look at what they do, because all the DSP settings, what you're dealing with here, which nobody will tell you, is the satellite downlink guys and the cable guys are feeding you the crappiest signal they can and still get away with it. Because if they feed you a crappier signal that you'll accept, they can put more channels. And more channels, it's always better to go to the giant smorgasbord than to have 4 channels of incredibly broadcast quality, real high def. They think you'd rather have 25 channels of, well, it's high def and it looks great, but I haven't seen anything better kind of TV. So the active controls in the television are actually all the digital signal processing, these fantastic flat screens, is trying to undo the fact that the signal that's being sent to them is the crappiest signal that the broadcaster can get away, or the content provider can get away with, because they want maximum content. They don't want maximum quality. They want minimum quality and maximum amount of channels. So all of your active controls are going to be undoing the nasty byproducts of that compression and those low bandwidths that they're sending you in the high def signals. And of course, with standard definition, take a look at that, because a lot of us are going to be looking at a lot of standard definition channels for a while. So there you go, Commando, how to set up your stuff in Commando style on your flat screen. Bob Nagy, Elite Video. Check you later.